Welcome, everybody, to the H3 Podcast Live. Today, we are here with a very special guest. We have got no sponsors, no bullshit going on. We have got Chris and Dylan here. You guys may have heard of these guys because they've been making a splash on the scene lately, getting out a lot. Seen you guys all over the place. One list, one life.
Yep.
Can you guys fill me in a little bit of the backstory of who you guys are and what's going on?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dylan and I have been friends since 4th grade. Beyond that, we were never really like super fantastic close friends in 4th grade, just friends in elementary school. And then in 5th grade, I got hit with the diagnosis of chronic myeloid leukemia. And Dylan was literally in the hospital with me every single day. It was obviously, as a young kid, it was a crazy battle. But having someone there, we played video games like every day on the PlayStation 2. That's literally all I did, take my mind off of stuff. And it was a big deal to go through at the time as a kid. But, luckily I got through it, modern medicine and all that. And I've just been taking these, what's called experimental chemo. It's called like Gleevec, Sprycel, Iclusig. And I've been taking that for a few years now. And recently, unfortunately, in October of 2017, I was doing just a normal routine blood check, and I got a call when I was at my college letting me know that they found something that is really not good and that I would need to go back for more tests. And about 3 days of back and forth of them telling me, oh, it's a good mutation, oh, it's a bad mutation. Then finally they were like, this is a terrible mutation. Like, this is really bad.
So they were kind of like, oh, it may be good news, it may be bad news.
They have never seen this mutation before. They told me. They were like, this is a first. So they weren't sure for the first few days. Like, they're like, this could be good. Like, it is stronger now and it won't, attack the body or whatever, or like it is, and it's just resilient to medication. So once I was given that news, it hit me pretty hard, obviously.
How long ago was that?
That was just in October of last year. So it's just been a few months.
Can't do the math.
Yeah,
like
I said, I'm a bit slow.
Months,
yeah. So 5 months into my year left, pretty much to enjoy life. Been doing a crazy job of it, thanks to Dylan. When I first got told, he was the first person I called, even before my mom, and because he was in the hospital every day. I mean, obviously my parents have work, and they had to do stuff, but still, I mean, he was a really big part of it, and he told me write down 50 items that we're gonna do, like no playing around. This isn't just trying to be a nice guy. Like, he's like, write down 50 items, and we're doing them. And it started from there, just small things like, just what it is on normal people's, I would say, bucket list, like go to space and stuff like that. And then I was just like crazy stuff like meeting you guys. And it's just like, this shit will never happen. Just like, all right, Ian, I-dubs, Ethan, H3, like stuff like that. And because like you guys are the people who, when I'm going through terrible stuff, like I can just put on a video and forget that I'm dying of cancer. You know what I mean? Like I can, like I'm serious. Like your guys' content can make me whatever the bad stuff I'm going through, chemo problems, whatever. I can just put some memes on and just watch it, and it takes me away from the crappy situation of like stomach pains, whatever it is. It's just like, all right, I get to focus on something funny, and so. Having you guys on the bucket list is really like, instead of, I would say, normal celebrities, you guys are like my celebrities. So it's really cool to actually get to be here.
That's honestly like it as what we do, because we're kind of separated. We don't really interact with our audience that much. So like hearing that is crazy. It's so crazy, man. I mean, I'm honored to that we got the opportunity to sit down with you.
Thank you.
But I want people to know that there's still a chance for you to recover from this, right? Yes,
of course. It is bone marrow donations. Right now, the only thing that can save me is a bone marrow donation. And most people just say, oh, well, can't your parents do it? Or can't a sibling? Unfortunately, I had a sibling. She committed suicide in 2014. And she was only a 5 out of 6 match. And they can go all the way up to a 10 out of 10. So my own sister...
She wasn't enough.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa,
and my mom
that's crazy.
Is only a 3 out of 6. And yeah,
It's pretty much a numbers game. The more people that sign up to be a registered donor...
What are the chances, do you know?
It's only 30% that you're going to find a family member that is a match. So I know that's probably not the exact numbers you were looking for, but that's because it just depends on races. It's purely genetic.
Right.
So African Americans and Oriental people, they have a lot harder time because, you know, there's North Korea, South Korea, Japan. All those things are genetically different.
So racial purity.
Yeah. And mine,
What does that mean about racial? I was trying to
Oh, sorry.
talk about racial
no,
purity,
like
but
it's
I don't know what's the joke.
It's genetics based.
So when they take out my bone marrow and they say that, oh, okay, he's Portuguese, Puerto Rican, and blah blah blah.
That's a tough one.
So yeah, and it's a hard thing.
And
to
it even goes
match.
as far as like I remember you got some weird virus.
Oh yeah, and it's viruses too. Like they have to have every single virus you've ever
What?
had. Yeah, it's
What?
Bro, that
because
is
you're putting
insane.
in
What are the
bone
chances?
marrow. Like it's your bone marrow has to accept someone else's that is going to be making good white blood
Holy
cells.
shit.
Wow.
So if the white blood cells don't match, it's literally going to be civil war.
So
in your
here's what
body.
I want to do today. I've been following you guys' story.
Hmm?
There's somebody out there with the bone marrow to save your life. But
Hopefully,
even if you don't match him, you can save somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And the process, I thought it was super scary and
Yeah.
crazy, but having followed your guys' story, it's very simple. It's like an what do you call it? An outpatient procedure. It just takes like an
procedure, yeah.
hour. You show up, they pop a needle in your hip, you go
That's
home.
if you're actually
No,
matched.
that's if
the
you're
process
matched.
to
Yeah.
get on the list is
Yeah.
way easier than that.
Yeah.
All you do to get on the registry, you just swab your mouth, and it's all
Yeah.
free. You go online.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about that later. I'm going to tell you guys how to do that later in the show. But I want to say, if anybody at home is watching now, I want to advise you guys a little bit in case saving a life for basically nothing wasn't enough incentive. If anybody matches you and donates, I'm going to give them $5,000. So if anybody's out there who wants to help this dude out, you can save his life, and I'm going to pay you $5,000.
Should I tell
Very
them that I'm
generous,
the
man.
match
Thank you.
now?
And I'm going to give you a
That's
handy
ama-
too. This is a priceless offer, my dudes.
Yeah, I
It's
was
gonna
like,
be
that's
weird.
worth way more.
It's
than
gonna
the
be
$5.
weird when some like Chinese
true.
dude matches with you, and then we have to send him to Ethan for his
You don't-
reward.
You the handy's optional, but I'll send you the check. So I'm going to tell you guys. Well, here, let me Dan, throw it up on the screen. We'll talk more about it later. But
Yeah,
before we get to
I just
that,
want to say we'll talk more about it later, but there is a lot of misconception about the process, and I was under the wrong impression as well. I thought you have to like immediately do the donation, but that's completely not the case.
no.
It's basically
You-
two steps. You sign up
Yeah.
to the registry, and then if you match with someone, then you're saving a life.
Yeah.
That part's a little harder.
But you know you're saving a life for
and
sure.
I've done bone marrow biopsies before, I'd say 2015. They used to have to check on my cancer levels, like in depth. They used to have to take a bone marrow. So they would sedate me, do all the whole process, and it was literally a pain. But now, luckily, they have just a genetics test, which they just take like 7, 8 vials of blood, and then they'll figure it out that way. But yeah, I had to do literally, I've probably done 6,
Wow.
if not 8
of
bone
the
marrow
old
biopsies
one or the new one?
of the old school, which is just they sedate you, and it's what they would do if you are a match, and it's just literally
Okay.
sedate you. You're just on your belly, and they get bone marrow from your hip. It literally just feels like you got like Charlie horsed right above the butt cheek for
You've done it 8
maybe a couple
times, you
weeks.
said?
Oh yeah. Ever since 2009, they had me do it or 3 times every year, and then down to 2 times every year, and that was the most I got them spaced out. Was 6 months.
So you
intervals.
can basically just go in for a day.
That's
And
it
save a
was
life.
the
It was-
case that you're a
that
match.
you're a match.
Yeah, it's
That-
like
if you're a match,
lunch
I've
break to
explained
save
this
someone's
awfully.
life.
Yeah.
You swab your mouth, you get on the registry.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll explain
Yeah.
it more, but I'm not the only one that's on your list. There was someone else on your list that happens to be here now. So we're going to
Yeah.
bring him in.
Yeah, you're the
Who?
Ian.
Oh, no,
The
it's not
producer,
Ian.
No.
It's Philip DeFranco. Oh, Shredder's barking. Hey, come on in.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Can I hug you?
So here,
That's Philly D.
Yeah, for sure.
thank you
Hey.
for coming, dude. Yeah. Hey, what up, buddy? I noticed that Philly was on your list. Here, sit here.
Oh, that's
taking your place?
so that's
Yeah.
the ghost of Elijah.
This is the
That's-
ghost of Elijah.
Okay.
We noticed that Philip was on your list, and Philip wanted to come and meet you guys already anyway.
Heck yeah.
So happened so fortunately that we got.
I just sent an email to your producer like an hour ago.
Oh, here we go. She works fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were talking about. I was like, hey, I know these guys are reaching out. Let's set something up. And she said, yeah, we're doing it. And Ethan hit me up, and I was like, yeah, let's completely just kind of hit him from the side.
Hell yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna make a joke about like Ian, like an
No,
iDubbbz joke. Like I thought you were just like, oh, my producer's
Fake?
Ian's
No,
here.
no.
Like,
We did better than that. So anyway, obviously, thank you. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
thank
you're
you.
yeah,
here.
thank you
no,
for coming, man.
it's
This is
awesome to meet you
incredible.
guys.
I just wanted to continue the conversation we're having. You dropped out of college when you found out that your friend had cancer. That the story of you guys' friendship really is really touching about everything you guys have been through. I mean, how was it deciding that you were going to drop out of college, and how did your family feel about that?
You're right. Actually, I'll start with how my family feels. I'm losing my job and getting kicked out in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, because he has a student job.
I don't know if my mom's actually going to enforce that. I think it's more of
who's kicking you out?
My parents. I think it's a threat, right? It's like, go back to college or we're going to kick you out. I'm curious to see if it actually happens. But I
like the very soft language. I'm curious to see. I mean, it's just
I mean, if it happens, then it happens. It's like.
Obviously, he can always stay at my place or something, but like, it's not ideal. But he has a place.
He won't be on this. Well, that's sheesh.
Yeah.
Sheesh, man.
That's the fastest way to test out a friendship. Sleep next to each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we had to share a bed almost tonight.
Yeah.
Our hotel kind of messed up, but we fixed it. So
we used to hang out way too much. It was literally used to be like I would hang out at his house for like Monday through Friday, and then he would go hang out at my house for like it would just be weeks, just trading off just at each other's house. So we're pretty used to each other's shenanigans by now.
So your parents don't really understand what you're doing or what you guys are trying to achieve?
My parents, they kind of went through the whole process of like living from a car, and then my mom went to college. Now she's a nurse, and so she sees the opportunity of getting that degree.
Right.
And obviously she understands that I've been friends with Chris for a long time, and that she understands that he's dying, but it's scary for her.
It's hard to say, even with all those facts. It's really a tough choice to make.
Yeah. And actually, she just paid for more classes, so I'm technically supposed to start class like next week. But I told her I'm not going to do that because
our schedule doesn't allow for that.
I'm sorry, we have things to do. I mean, it basically just came down to if he does pass, that I can't sit in a lecture hall listening to the linguistics of Norway or whatever I was doing while I know that he's sitting in the hospital, and at this point, because that commitment we made together, like on March 1st, we broke a world record, and together, the two of us, we are the people that have made the most amount of people sign up for a bone-marrow registry in one day. And it's like, if I didn't make that decision, then our effort would have been posting on Facebook to sign up as a bone marrow donor, and then if he died, it almost would have been like not necessarily my fault, but I wouldn't have put in my effort. And now we're feeling like, okay,
we put in as much as we
this.
can, really. You know what I mean? Like it's just up to someone else, which is the unfortunate part about this leukemia. Is it's not like I can just walk into a hospital and just be like, "Cure me, please. I'll take one cure." Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, so I have to wait for someone. So really, like, we've tried all we can right now and just hopefully keep raising the awareness message, because it's not just me. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of other people who.
So I mean, there's like the perspective of not wanting to lose him, right, and just kind of letting that happen, but also we've had to buy a lot of hard drives recently because there's so much footage of us experiencing life together,
like 4 terabyte hard drives.
And then it's just become, luckily I made that decision, we made that decision because now we're inspiring people. People are watching this entire story, and we have people who care about us, and we care about them. And at first, it was definitely just, I don't want to sit here knowing that he's dying, but then it very quickly turned into, holy crap, like we're doing something that is actually changing people's lives.
Well, I think there's plenty of people watching who would be like, yeah, I would totally put my life on hold to try to save my friend's life. Like, everybody likes to daydream and fantasize about doing that, but actually doing it is a whole different thing. So
right, because even what you're saying, I mean, there are real stakes, and the fact that you're willing to do that to get the experiences that you're getting now, like I'm very not about the romantic thing. I love that.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
He was working on a triple major. What were you majoring in?
Managerial economics, cognitive science, and tech management.
Yeah, like he had a real future that he threw away from me.
And now I'm a YouTuber.
He had a real future
and now I'm a
that he just tossed
YouTuber with
away from me.
20,000 subscribers. I think that's what my parents don't like, is the fact that, Mom, I'm making a YouTube video.
She's like, "Are you making anything of yourself?"
Yeah, but you know, like we say now that we're running out of adjectives to describe what's happening because, like, scrolling through my contacts list, I have Danny DeVito right next to Brody Burns, and it's just
it's weird to have Danny DeVito's phone number in your
so
phone.
Strange.
It's just
it
like,
is.
You got Danny DeVito on speed dial?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm just
That's the
waiting.
dream.
We're gonna get in like a really populated Discord server one day, and we're just gonna leak it. That's it. We're just gonna leak it.
not.
No. Danny DeVito's watching right now. Like, what?
I've never told him about that. I was. We gotta just leak his phone number. He won't know it's us.
That's the real game plan. This is all just a ruse to slowly dox everybody.
Right. Great.
What's your number, bro?
Yeah, you have Dan's number, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's getting okay.
I've already leaked that.
Okay.
Did you guys expect to get this kind of attention? Like, I'm curious, how did you guys start? And when was your first, like, breakthrough? Because now it seems like a lot of people know who you are, but in the beginning, how did you first get recognized?
Yeah, I told Chris, because a lot of it was documenting the story, right? We wanted people to see that, like, hey, you know, sure, we're in a situation where he might be dying, but really you can go live out a bucket list. And even our bucket list kind of portrays that too, you know. Sure, not a lot of people will be able to sit in this room, but we also want to help an old lady across the street.
Yeah, we want to feed homeless and be personable as well as I want to be famous. I want to be popular. Like, it's just there's so much stuff to do in life that is beyond just fun things here, fun things there. It's what will make you feel good about helping someone else, like genuinely helping them, not just like, all right, here's some 10 cents, you know, like to a homeless guy, like actually genuinely going out there and making a contact and doing that stuff.
The first day, because we decided to document it, the first day I had the camera in front of Chris, the little camera that I had from high school. Chris, you need to tell a story effectively because 10,000 people are going to watch this, okay? First of all, if we ran out of batteries because it took him so long to even pronounce his name
to get one line out. And
oh my God, he was terrible.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm like, originally in front of the camera, it was just like.
You're talking about the first video you guys made.
The first video, yeah.
The first like and then, intro sappy one.
Like we were talking, we maybe pirated an Adobe program, and we just like, okay.
Whoa. We do not pirate Adobe software in this house.
No, it wasn't pirated.
Really
we
found it on a flash drive.
Yeah, it was cracked. So
but we were trying to come up with a flyer to describe what we were doing. And we were like mapping out, okay, we're going to walk to our neighbors and say this, and maybe we can get some money to be able to do this.
We were planning on doing door-to-door to raise the awareness.
Wow.
And then we posted it on Reddit, and next thing you know, he called me. I think I was with my girlfriend. He's like, hey, we're at 250,000 views.
Yeah. Like, I'm literally just walking at the river, and the last time I checked it, like 3 hours before, it was at like 60,000, and I was already sweating bullets. I was just like, I need to walk. I need to like, and then I check it again, like once I stopped walking, I'm like, oh, that's like 260,000 views. That's a lot.
So the first video you guys made was just a hit on our videos.
Yeah, and really everything that's happened so far is because of that first video, pretty much.
Yeah.
Incredible. Reddit sometimes is great. Sometimes it's the worst site in the world. Sometimes it's great though.
Yeah, it's coin toss.
It's a real coin toss. Yeah.
Sometimes they help Russian backers.
The rush. Oh man. I feel like
so I had to poke that bear. I just had to poke it.
So you guys made a great video.
Well, no, it was a terrible video.
It was terrible. Like when you look back at it.
Well, it worked.
Yeah. I don't think we own the rights to the music. I don't think. I mean, it was terrible. But it's
production.
It's us. You know, it's the story of who we are, and people definitely didn't like it. There are some people who are very critical of it, but.
What did they say? I'm out of curiosity.
The whole spectrum. There's some conspiracies that I'm stealing all the money from Chris.
Yeah, that I'm actually like, I'm just some puppet that he's working and just juicing all the funds out of me. He's just sitting there just...
I love how cynical people can be, that they can be like, even, like...
Why wouldn't I just stop? Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, point A. Why wouldn't I just say, I'm done?
We also got in a lot of trouble because we had a Patreon link in the description, and they're like, "Oh, you're just trying."
You're just
still
trying
don't
to get
think
money.
he has
Like,
cancer.
yeah. Because I mean, I understand it, but I literally have to carry around my doctor's note that literally says he has leukemia and needs to go to the hospital because he's gonna die soon. Like I have to carry that on me because people are like, "No, you don't." And it's like, "You want to see?"
Yeah.
This scar. No, I'm just. But yeah, I pull out the paper and I'm just like, read it. Like that's my name right there. Like it's real.
That's the dark side of the internet. People are always ready to see the worst possible scenario. Yeah. And even the worst possible scenario is like like, just let it go, dude. If that's what you think, just fucking move on. Like, don't make it your life's mission to like shit on you guys.
Oh, what was the most recent one? It was hardcore. It was like, no, it was like, it was. So like, he dated my sister for a while.
Well, you
and
dated
like,
his sister?
I did, like back in the day, and like this, the person commented, they were just like, "Oh, I know this may be weird, but I for some reason think that you dating his sister was the reason that she killed herself, and that you're just in it for the money." And like, I was literally reading it, just like,
what?
Damn, like this person.
That was the
just
one comment
deep.
that
he
I
was
ever
going
removed.
deep
That was
on
the
it.
one, and it didn't like personally offend us, but it's just so like,
Yeah, it's just at
Come
one
on,
of those
man.
levels of like, really, like you're gonna bring up my dead sister
Welcome
for no
to the
like all
internet,
that
man,
stuff,
but
and it's
that's-
just like. Out of
And
all
a
the things,
lot of
target me
people-
because I'm fat and dumb. Don't target Dylan because he dated my sister. That's
Well,
just weird.
You guys actually are you still posting videos to our videos?
no,
We're trying.
We do, but they don't
they-
show up
Yeah, they don't-
because
Yeah.
we were banned. Yeah,
They got banned
Yeah,
from our videos.
Yeah, we got banned
told me
for
that.
too
I loved
much of our own content.
Well, part of it too was because we kind of share an account, and I had some other accounts, and then also people were pretending to be us, saying me and my best friend are doing this. I don't know what they gained from that. So
Oh, yeah, that was
there
weird.
was
There's a
some
bunch.
kind of. We did take advantage of the platform because when you post something there and then suddenly you're living out your bucket list, it's exciting, you know, and it's like, please care about us some more. But a lot of it too was, they just weren't having it. They weren't interested in seeing our stuff anymore, I guess.
Yeah, they were upset about the self-promotion side of it more so than what our content was. They could care less if it was literally saving starving Africans. They're just like, no, we don't like it.
I was saying we were banned on our videos
Really?
for like the first 2 or 3 years of our career on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like once we had like a couple million subscribers, we messaged one of the admins and we're like, dude, can you please, like, after all this time, can you just tell me why at least we're banned? And
Too
they
edgy.
And they go back. I wish they had a reason. they went back to check the logs and they're like, it was one moderator on our videos who isn't with us anymore and banned you and didn't even make a note because they're supposed to like archive that when you banned a channel. So he didn't leave a note and he wasn't with them. He's like, this was just one guy that hated you and banned your freaking channel from our videos. I'm like, that's so messed up because it's like the biggest hub of content sharing on the internet. And
Maybe
like, one guy can just...
We're probably like 15 years away from 1 million subscribers. Maybe we'll message them then.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if
We
some...
know Chris is gone, but we would really like if you open up this channel again.
Speaking of a joke, like you have a very dark, or not dark, but very nonchalant about your condition.
Yeah.
Is that part of a coping mechanism, or are you really just
No, it's-
at peace with what's going on in your life?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's definitely a coping mechanism. Just when my sister passed, like, I made a lot of suicide jokes and stuff, and it's just like not about me, but like her. And it's just like it's how I deal with things. Instead of just crying about it and just being sad about it, like it's not gonna help anything. If you can at least try and laugh and get over things, I mean, you can at least try and become a stronger person afterwards. But I feel like just demonizing all the bad things is just like. It's not helping anything. You're just making more things like touchy subjects. And the least you can make it a touchy subject and just make it into like, yeah, that happened. That's life. And unfortunately, shit happens in life. But yeah, just like with the cancer, I mean, if I'm dying, everyone's dying. You know what I mean? Like everyone's dying. I'm running to the gates a little bit faster maybe. But like, there's nothing that not joking about it can do to save it. It's not like if I don't make any jokes, like my cancer's gonna go away. So might as well try and make some laughs and stuff because I mean, I don't know, laughter is healing.
Have you ever offended anyone with your dark
Plenty.
jokes?
All the time. I've had people literally like I'm making cancer jokes in public with some friends, and they're just like, "Hey, you can't do that. My grandma died of cancer." I'm like, "I'm dying of cancer right now. You want to see the paper?" And
That's the real reason you're carrying that paper around.
exactly.
Can I see the
Callback.
paper?
Yeah.
I want to see the paper after all this talk about the paper.
This is gonna be very telling.
It's just
How many
crayon that
creases-
just says you
How
have
many creases
cancer.
do we
Hey,
have?
yeah. All right, let's come on now.
This is my warrant. Sorry,
Your warrant.
my desk warrant.
All right, guys.
I
all
actually
right.
didn't know he carried
For
that with him.
everybody at home, here, Philly,
Okay.
you want?
Oh, am I?
I don't have my glasses on.
Hopefully it's not like
Your
your
glasses.
pregnancy
No, I don't wear
results.
glasses.
Wait, am I
My
reading
pregnancy
this?
test
read it.
results.
I wonder what it says.
Chris is pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
have triplets.
I like this. Just so you know, this is gonna be cut to make it look like we didn't believe him.
Billy D was questioning it.
And they'd be like, well, they
we had to
confirmed
read
it.
it.
Show me
we
the
had to read
paper.
it.
Billy D needed proof.
Oh, no.
I gave it to you.
Did you
'cause
not
I don't want
believe-
to be in that cut. I was like, you read this shit.
This is all a big setup. Yeah, let's see. How are we going to go from laugh? You can joke about it.
Is it that bad? I didn't even look
No,
at it.
okay, so he carries the diagnosis of chronic myeloid leukemia. His current therapy is not very beneficial. He will need to undergo a bone marrow transplantation, which is at this time the best curative treatment for his leukemia.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but it's just like
So crazy.
What did you think that it said?
Oh, well, I don't know. You were like, he's dying. Don't, be nice. Be nice to the
chill
guy.
about it.
Be cool. Well, so have you ever busted that out on people who were like, so what? How did they react?
I've had
like a-
literally, I've had the plethora.
It's a sheriff badge, dude.
Yeah, because I have handicap. I have handicap because of some surgeries from bone marrows. I had I let a residency nurse do one, and she really messed up on it. And I signed off and everything. My whole cancer experience, I have said, if I can donate my time and body to science and help some other kid from dealing with this, then it's definitely worth it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I let the residency nurse do it because better me than some other really younger kid who's going to be really messed up. And so she literally cracked part of my hip bone. She really messed up. The needle
Holy
for it is
smokes.
huge. Yeah. I was on crutches for like 3 weeks.
That
and
won't happen if you are a bone marrow donor.
yeah, no, I
That was a
specifically
mistake.
signed up for residency nurse, for a practice nurse to do it and stuff. And it has permanently affected my walk, and I have a disabled placard on my car. And so that's fun. I've parked, going and parking someplace and I just get out. I've had literally like this, I think it was a vet, I'm pretty sure.
People give you shit for taking the
Yeah,
handicap.
and some vet, he
so you've got
wasn't-
the handicap placard, you've got the cancer
No,
now.
not even the placard. I have the plates. I have the plates.
Oh, you got the plate.
Yeah.
Like, don't even talk to the hand, bro. I've
exactly,
got the plate, yeah.
And people still ask me, "Oh, do you have your handicap?" I don't even say. I point. Look at the car. Don't ask me. Look at the car first, dude.
Right.
Like, but yeah, some.
Well, they
old-
probably think you're like in your grandma's car or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe.
true that. Yeah. I have a bunch of gun stickers on my car.
Gun?
Gun stickers.
Like we don't call 911?
No, not like that, but just like gun brands.
Oh, okay.
He's
Like-
saying it can't be
What
his
does that
grandma's
mean?
car
Oh,
because.
Well, yeah, I'm
your grandma
guessing.
could be a little weird wild.
Yeah.
Why not?
But I mean, and he just came out. He's like, "Oh, why do you deserve that parking space? Blah blah blah. I fought for my country, and I don't even have it. Blah blah blah. You don't
like,
need it." And I was literally like, "I know you fought for your country, but I'm currently fighting cancer." And he's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And like, I hate being like that, but as soon as people trigger me on that, I
Yeah.
turn from
Nah,
not
it makes
nice to a
sense.
dick. And I was just like, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about it. I didn't know." I'm like, "Yeah, you shouldn't have been fucking barking up the wrong tree. You had no clue, and you just started jumping on someone. Next time, don't do that." And it's just like, I don't want to be that guy who's getting on someone, but they shouldn't just be like,
Why is he entitled because he's
Yeah,
a Marine
exactly.
to have a handicap placard?
This seems like a no-win argument for me. I'm like, who do I go after? The guy? We okay? The vet? Yeah, that sounds great.
Do you have any notes
the
that
thing
feel
is,
like
like,
an
you know what I
issue?
mean? Like, I didn't say like he was like a freaking
Right.
douchebag or anything, but it's just like I just got defensive in the sense of just like, leave me alone, dude. Like, I have cancer. Like, I fought for this too. You know what I mean? Like, I may have not fought for people's freedom, but I fought for my life, to get
One
this.
of the things on our bucket list is to get 100% achievements in Call of Duty 4,
gosh.
which we've never been able to do. But
How close are you?
we lost our account, so
Yeah, we
we,
need
were
to
gonna
What
do
the
it.
hell? You're
What
banned from Reddit? You lost your account? This is not looking good.
But there was
It's all
someone,
crashing down.
God damn.
There was someone who knew someone at Activision, and she was like required.
Why'd you guys get banned?
This is a trigger. Oh, we didn't get banned. We just forgot our user info.
Oh, okay.
You can't recover your user info? If anyone's watching a goddamn Activision, help these guys
What's from
out.
our old
wanna do-
Xbox 360?
Yeah, we were also planning on
Okay.
doing a
people.
24-hour live stream.
Okay.
We had one scheduled, but chemo probs.
Yeah.
I
Keeps
was like, is that a
blaming me.
hashtag?
Hashtag chemo problems.
Yeah, but one thing that really triggered him was this girl basically gatekeeping him from us connecting to Activision to like promote this stream because she was a survivor of cancer and she said she survived it, so it's not a real problem for Chris. And I remember
person's
that
fake.
was
That person doesn't exist.
it's a
Did
real
you?
person.
Did you?
It's a
No, but
Russian
did you
troll.
see her cancer card?
Did you pull?
I called her out. She hadn't printed it out.
I'm gonna
that
get a
day.
laminated
I
one.
feel like
just
nobody who
because-
survived cancer would ever say that to anybody.
I just
No, I've had
that was his
tons
trigger
of
word,
cancer
basically.
survivors who have come and said, "We're rooting for you. We
Yeah.
know it's very difficult. I've gone through this. It's hard to find a bone marrow donor." Had
Mm-hmm.
plenty of that. it's the rarity to find I've gone through cancer. You're not dealing with shit. Suck it up. And it's just like,
That can't be real. I can't believe that somebody who's been through cancer would say that. It breaks my heart if that's true.
yeah. And for me, like, we were just helping out a kid who unfortunately died in the 28th.
He passed away the 28th.
The 28th.
And we asked him, what is something on your bucket list? And we documented his story. He was first diagnosed before he turned 1.
Yeah,
and
what?
And he beat leukemia.
Yeah, he
and
got
then
a bone marrow donor.
brain condition. And then, yeah, he passed about a week ago.
How old was he?
When
17.
he passed, he was 17.
But I was saying, like, compared to him, I'm a punk bitch. Like, I'm here, you know, I got my hair, I'm able to leave the house. He was stuck in a house, literally, like you said, leukemia before the age of 1, and then going through severe brain tumors. It's like, I'm a little bitch.
But the positivity of the story is we filmed his video, and then one of the things he wanted to do was meet Will Ferrell because he watched Daddy's Home through his treatment, and Will Ferrell made
All
a
he
video
can do
for
is
him.
really like, watch
wow.
it.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, I guess we kind of
All the guy can do is watch movies. That's why it's
Yeah.
really important. He can't speak. Like, he literally, like, he was so far gone that it's just all he has is movies.
we haven't really like formally announced it yet, but that's what we're focusing on now.
Yeah,
Number
'cause
119.
is to help other people with cancer.
So-
because, I mean, it's not just me. I've got a nice.
Well, you guys are definitely doing that with the bone. Like, you guys are getting so many people to register. You're gonna save lives. Like, no matter what
crazy to think
happens, you
about.
guys are gonna save somebody somewhere's life.
Yeah,
We have ordered the
Yeah, I wanted
what
to.
is it called, the package.
The
The
little
kit.
swab.
Yeah.
the
kids.
swap kit. Yeah.
The swab.
We're
I-
gonna do it,
yeah.
and hopefully a lot of people listening.
Yeah.
will also.
I mean, not to pick races, but I mean, literally, the Israeli community could, like, right. I'm not just.
Oh,
okay,
she's
yeah.
Israeli.
Yeah, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, the more, like, a lot of those communities, it's people don't talk
underrepresented.
about it
You
as
need-
much. It's always
You
blood
need
drive.
diversity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so the more
Yeah.
diverse people that you have, literally the more
That's so
African Americans, the more
Mm.
Oriental, the more
Whoa.
Latino, everything, the more it'll save
So
more
can you
lives.
match with a black dude or
Technically, I mean, like it
you-
would be
'cause
like
no,
it would
I
be
thought-
like a
I thought you
point.
needed, like,
yeah,
a
like
dude
it's a
that, like-
genetic. It would be like
yeah.
a 0.0001% because you know, like genetics are just like a roll of the dice, and you don't know.
Right.
But so I could have like a 0.1% chance. So it's always an
And
option. I
that
don't want
dude's
to say
gonna have
no.
$5,000.
Yeah, I was
But
saying.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it could
And
literally
a,
be
and a
anyone.
handy.
It could literally be you. It could be anyone. Like that's the crazy part.
It could even be. What camera's on?
You.
You.
You at home. Yeah.
Looking
You-
at all the
that's your-
cameras.
That's your camera.
Okay,
there.
that's ours. Could be
you. You at home.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I mentioned kind of losing our jobs and stuff. Clay, who's been helping out a lot behind the scenes,
We have a guy named Clay.
Actually, he got married 2 weeks ago, and they're already talking about divorce because they have no money. But that's a different story.
They're gonna see this on the podcast. What? They're gonna be like,
Whoa!
We're making our
I was like,
full-time
do
job.
both of them know that?
Our full-time job now is to help other people with their bucket list. And in April 12th, we'll be flying in a girl named Lexi. She's in Ohio. She's going through some cancer too. One of the things turns out it's illegal to touch a cheetah. That was one of the things on her bucket list was to meet a cheetah, and it's a federal crime to touch a cheetah.
Don't touch the cheetah.
Yeah.
okay.
So if she reaches her hand out, we're gonna have to tackle her. But yeah,
Ha! Don't touch a cheetah.
don't touch a cheetah.
That should be the name of this podcast.
Yeah,
Don't
there
touch
you
a
go.
cheetah podcast.
What has been throughout all the experiences you guys have done? You've met a lot of people. What's been like the most special or fulfilling thing from your list, or not, that you guys have done so far?
I
Like you did?
promise I'm not just saying this because I'm here. YouTubers, being able to, and like I was saying earlier, like you guys are the media. Like I don't watch TV. Like I have cable and I pay for cable, but I don't use it. I watch YouTube for everything: news, entertainment. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Like it's just literally you got two of them right here: the news and the entertainment and stuff. And it's just like you guys are my outlet. So being able to meet you, you know, Demolition Ranch, Achievement Hunter, all that stuff it's like I'm very serious. You guys are the ones who take me away from dealing with cancer problems, and it's more just like
Thank you, man.
The
That's
one
really
thing,
awesome. Yeah.
the one thing that I know is going to trigger both of us. The last picture of Josh before he passed, he was wearing
Oh, yeah.
one of our shirts.
Sorry to cut you off.
Sure.
Dan said we crashed the registry site, which
Really?
is both
Wow.
good and
Yeah.
a little annoying. But hey,
so. You guys are docs.
We are-
registry.
we
Also,
Cancer
we like to
Oh,
call
jeez.
it. Yeah, we like to call it the hug of death.
Yeah.
In this case, maybe death isn't the best.
Well, I wonder if they could take down our
Analogy.
website too.
Yeah, I was gonna say our website has the same like our own thing to get through Be the Match. You know, just in case,
We have an
stuff
affiliate
like that.
link because they
okay.
like to keep us updated with how many lives we've saved, basically.
Well,
So
when it shows up on the VOD,
put the
everyone will
link.
get a chance. Dan, what is the link?
Our website is onelife.com.
So you guys apparently can sign up there. But this, everyone will have a chance to.
Yeah.
We're gonna post
I'm
it on
sure it will come
YouTube.
back.
Sure.
Sorry to cut you off. I
No,
just
no,
thought,
it's okay.
hey, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, no,
actually.
that's-
Yeah.
we just doxed
I'm probably
the
getting a
registry
text
website.
from the registry right now saying,
they're gonna be
what's
like,
going on?
Yeah, what did you guys just do?
Right.
That was the craziest thing. Is like we just got done. We were filming we just got done filming like not the homeless. I think the video after that, and we just get a call. We're just sitting in the car, and it's just some random number, and they're like, "Hey, this is Be the Match Registry, and we've seen that you guys have started making like hundreds of people donate." So
They saw Spike and they called us up
yeah,
because
they
we
were
caused
like,
it.
"We are going to partner with you guys if that's fine."
That was
And
before
so-
we broke the world record.
Yeah. So
What was the record, by the way?
The previous record was 2,800, I believe, and we're not technically official yet, but we broke 3,700.
We officially broke the record.
Nice.
We're not
We
officially
officially
in
beat
Guinness.
that
Yeah.
number, but
We're
it's
in
not- we don't
Guinness
have the
yet.
seal.
Yeah, I was like, we're official.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like that's a big number, obviously, but when you really kind of look at it, that is insane because at least one person
gotta be.
Minimum
is
one
going to be
person got
saved because of that
That's
situation.
amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, to be doing something compared to just sitting in a classroom or just working and stuff, because I don't know, it's just definitely way more rewarding, I would say, than most things. And I mean, construction was rewarding. You get to see. I was an electrician. I mean, like you get to see a house turn on from nothing, and it's just like
That's cool.
this way beats it out because
Yeah.
I've had a one-armed kid reach out to me, and he does hunting, fishing, all kinds of this stuff, and he was telling me that I'm an inspiration. I'm like, no, shut up. You're doing all this stuff one-handed, dude. I was like, if I lost a finger, I'd be bitching up a storm. You're doing this shit one fucking handed. Hell no, you're the inspiration, dude. Like, no, yeah, and it's just crazy. All those people reaching out and like trying to tell me I'm an inspiration when there's people who are living with way worse things. I mean, people say, oh, you know, cancer's so bad, but it's like, I'm here. I get to leave the house, and I get all my limbs and everything right now. So I mean, there's definitely always
That
stuff
was a
to be
good
grateful
video.
for.
Experiencing a day as a blind person. That was one of the things on the bucket list. I think that was one of my favorites.
Got a lot of. I was surprised all the good comments.
Yeah,
I was
people
expecting
really
like a
that
wave
one.
of just trolls, just like we're always just expecting it.
I love it. You would think like there's gotta be some content on the internet somewhere that people wouldn't troll.
We're so proud of ourselves, and then we post it. And
Yeah, it's like we're trying to save my friend's life. Fuck you! It's a conspiracy.
And then they make fun of my hair as the cancer cause.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the roasts just from all around, just on Dylan and me is just they're good. They're really good. I like it.
So you, and talking with you in email, you had brought up a roast me thread.
Yes.
You were a big hit on our Reddit roast me. Do you know what that is?
I'm like 5 below you. I'm all time.
We
top.
almost
I'm like
beat
7.
your standing.
Oh, I
Not quite
forgot. I
there.
turned off.
Sorry, you're not as roastable as me.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was uglier. Damn it.
But so you wanted to make a video initially where we go over this, and I looked at it. I'm like, dude, this is so fucked up. This shit is so twisted.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I would look at it. I know you guys want to, and it's fun. I'll pull it up, but I want you guys to know I didn't do this.
It's the internet hive mind.
I didn't write these. I didn't want to do this.
I was saying the disappointing stuff about some of the roast me is people put up nice stuff afterwards. Like, oh, they're like, oh, you know, I can't wait till you die and I see you in your grave or something. And then they're just like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean it. I'm sorry that you have cancer. I hope you have a great life. And it's like, this is roast me. Like, this isn't like
I
make a
think at
friend.
one point Chris threatened to have sex with someone's uncle because they weren't being mean
Oh,
enough.
yeah, no, someone was just like, no,
Something
they were
like
just
that.
like, oh, yeah, you know, it's going to, like, too bad you're going to die a virgin. I'm just like, don't worry, your uncle already got that covered. And they were just like, what?
Got him.
Got him.
All right. Are you guys ready for this shit? Fucking hell. All right. So every once in a while, cancer gets it right.
Hell yeah.
Well, you responded, amen, brother.
Hell yeah. I mean, as fucked
This
up
shit
as it
hurts my
is,
soul,
it
dude.
gives you perspective.
I
That's
just
my
feel like
favorite one.
the kid from Pixar's Up grew up and got cancer.
Yeah, I need to cosplay the kid from Up. I need to do like a good Russell
Bro.
cosplay. I'm chubby. I look like it. I'd be a good Russell.
I do feel like all these comments generally from this are like they mean well. Is it good? Is there good intentions behind this?
See, at least a
like
small
to think
window
so.
of time
Yeah.
where you'll all be skinny. You know, that's a pro.
At least there will
that's
be a small window of time
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're skinny. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
I'm looking forward
He's
to
worried
that.
about your weight.
I'm looking forward. I'd like to see me skinny. That'd be great.
You're dying and you ask for a shitty meme lunch. If I were you, I'd have wished for a girlfriend.
You like my response?
I tried, but the people at Reddit can't work wonders. This is too much. You couldn't be more than the embodiment of what every Reddit user looks like. All right.
Some of the really nasty ones.
Sorry, I keep reading them and
Yeah.
then laughing before you read them, and then it just like.
This is the last one. I didn't know cancer could spread outside the body.
Yeah.
His response is my favorite part.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Please guild me.
He got gold 8 times.
Yeah, dude.
I was literally like,
The gilding may.
I'm literally. I have
Oh,
like.
no, they said that. It says it's going to last
gilding's
longer than he
gonna-
will. It's
yeah.
a lifetime.
I literally-
supply.
I
Oh my
asked-
God, this is too bad. I can't say
I
this.
asked an admin. I was like, just in case I die, can I is there any way I can give Reddit gold to some people? Because
Can I
I have a
transfer this?
lifetime supply now. Like I won't have to see ads for like a year. Like
What'd they say? Is that
they were
transferable?
like, no, you can't. Like it's once you give it, you give it. And like
No
what-
exceptions.
Yeah, the moderator, admin, admin. Yeah, he was. He has an account where he just can give unlimited gold and everything. He's like, yeah, look, and just guilds my posts. I'm just like, but you can't give it to other people. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's
no,
like-
why would I do that?
Bro, that's like tax fraud. It's like money laundering.
There you go. Yeah.
We're calling you out, Reddit.
Also, as I kind of wrap this up and talk about the different ways that people can support you guys, I understand that you recently turned 21 years old.
Yes,
So I wanted to celebrate with a little something special with some rapper beverages because we're all pretty swagged out here. Dan, can you bring in the swag juice?
Brought some Hennessy.
I'm like, what is swag juice? I'm very
Don't
interested.
bury-
Sweat. It's my sweat.
Oh, good.
There you go.
Oh, dude,
It's fermented.
from Jackass
It's been
3.
frozen for a month.
Oh, the Jackass 3, the Preston sweatsuit cocktail. That I'm never a weak stomach person. Like I take chemo and stuff, but like that episode, I was just
I don't remember what was.
did
He gets on a bike, like a workout
big
bike,
guy, right?
saran
Yeah.
wrapped,
Okay.
like plastic
Yeah.
wrapped, so it can
And then
contain
it
all the
chews
I remember
sweat.
that.
right on
And
his
yeah,
backside.
tube dripping, for like into a glass.
Dan, what do we got here?
Blah.
Don Perignon,
Oh.
my friends.
I was like, I don't think I've ever had this.
I think I haven't had this one either. So we all.
on and plastic
Yes.
champagne flutes
Yes,
because we are so classy.
as I said,
Classic.
as I mentioned.
Got the grape juice for Dylan.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
Oh wait, I was showing
See
it.
if it's a good vintage for Chris, if he approves.
09? How was the year?
Is it
2009?
is 09
Oh, that's
okay
when
for
I
you?
got cancer. That's great. No, that's literally great. That's when I got cancer. Yes,
Oh man.
that's literally real. Like that is a fact.
So guys,
Bro, there's instructions on how to open this thing.
Hammer.
can you open it on that side? Guys, so while we're cracking open these bottles, as I said, if one of you sons of bitches out there matches, I will give you $5,000 and a hand
That's
job.
crazy, by the way. That's,
Yeah, like that
you.
is so
Thank you.
beyond generous. Like that is literally like
What's the
wild.
retail value of a hand job from
I
you?
said it's
That
that's
remains
worth way
unknown.
more than the 5,000.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's priceless.
It's a bucket list item.
You've heard of the Hope Diamond? It's like that.
Oh, good.
It's priceless.
Do you just mash it? Do you do anything like
I have
special?
good technique. I twirl.
Oh, you twirl? You go to Indian burn?
I give it a fucking.
Whoa.
You're gonna love that. Whoever's out there. All right. If you guys go to.
That's why the website's doxed. Is they heard the hand job, they were like, yes.
I feel like that should be a threat of what you'll do if they don't donate.
And if you don't donate, if you do, everyone gets fucking their dick slapped. The link is on the screen. The link is in the description. Join.bethematch.org/mybestfriend, guys. All you do, it's free. If you're between the age of 18 and 44, it's free. Because if you're
Yep.
old, let's be real, we don't want your fucking old ass selves anyway. No, the real reason is that it's just less.
Yeah,
It's not as
harder for
compatible.
them to
As
deal
you
with.
get older, your cells adapt to your body, and they know like this is you. And so when you try and take it out and put it into someone else, your cells are like, no, this is not me. Yeah. So the older you are, the more your cells really acquaint to you.
But
So-
you can still.
Yeah, you can still do it.
pay
You can
$100.
pay
Yeah.
$100 and saving someone's life, I would say, is priceless. So.
Yeah. Well, what's more priceless? So if you're between the age of 18 and 44, it's free. They send you out a little cat. All you do is swab the side of your mouth. You send it in. I'm going to do it. I was hoping to get it in time for this. We did it. But it just takes like 5 days. And when you match, they just stick you. They stick you a little bit, and you save a life, dude.
Out of curiosity, how many people are watching? We might have just topped our own record.
Well, right now, live, there's
About
8,000 watching
We
live.
could have just topped our own world record. Or maybe you topped our world
It
record.
will get a lot. It will get more views when we post it on YouTube.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
But we got to assume that most of them have already done it because it's been like out there. You can't just assume every large viewer
Right, right.
base is
We
like,
just had
That's awesome.
8,000 people.
That's
sign
awesome.
up. 100%.
Every single one of them.
I'm
Every one of you guys, get on that
calling
website.
Be the Match right now, letting them know we doubled
Let them
the
know the
record.
Are you guys gonna be on like the cool Guinness book?
We're hoping.
I feel like that'd be kind of a boring
Like,
picture. You know, usually like the people with the long nails.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah,
Chris.
it's just like us.
What did you guys do?
Yeah, we're sitting there in front
Well-
of a computer as
Well,
we.
gross your nails out, man.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. Do so. They'll be like, "Why is his nails long?" It's got nothing to do with
It'll
it.
be a mystery record.
Guys, here we go.
Oh, 209. God.
Oh, premature.
Dude, that's straight up hip hop.
Oh, no, Shredder!
Did they really get on Shredder? Shredder's
No, he
gonna
was
get
going for
fucking
it.
drunk.
He was trying to lick it.
He's gonna get drunk. So, guys, and if you want to help support them on their mission to fulfill the rest of the items on their bucket list, or just to get out and shake their dicks and do their thing, the link to their Patreon is also in the description and on the screen. Patreon.com/mybestfriendslist. I recently supported, and I recommend you guys too as well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
This
That's all I got.
Thank you.
To be here, honestly, like is a dream item, and I mean it sounds weird. I know. It's always weird, like meeting like these big YouTubers.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like
19.
a borderline of like being a big fan and trying to be normal because I understand people can get creepy fast. I've seen your guys' stuff, like people just showing up at your house, like what the fuck is that? Like. We just had someone show up at his house the other day, and like we
Really?
freaked out. It wasn't even for us; it was for his dad's company. But like,
Oh
I
yeah, that's
wasn't, like, a
creepy.
fan.
but we were just still
Wait,
like,
what?
We don't have fans. They all blame me for the cancer diagnosis.
but like I can't even imagine you guys having to deal with that. Like I'm antisocial. It may not seem
mean-
like it. I just want to sit in my house. I don't want to deal with anyone. I just want to play games and just to have people
on, dude.
ding dong.
Well, first of all, let's cheers to happy birthday. Happy
Dylan.
21st birthday. Are you underage?
He's 19.
Thank you for not taking a drive. Yeah. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, my dude. Happy 21st birthday. Very happy to be here with you.
It's pretty good.
What do you think?
All right.
It's good.
I don't get the hype. I mean, it's like a thing, you know.
It's like a tangy San
I didn't
Pellegrino.
want to shit talk your dumb.
It's a $150 bottle of champagne.
That was $150.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wow.
I thought you spit it back.
Well, Chris, at least you lasted longer than it.
What?
Oh wait, that wasn't a. I meant 2009. The cancer. That was a cancer joke. That wasn't a. All right. We'll never just cut
I don't
that
get
one
the
out.
hype. I don't get it.
To me, it's
nice.
just like it's like weird San Pellegrino.
I'm like,
You ever had that?
It's
It's like-
up with it? I don't
Man,
understand.
fuck. I really just don't get this shit at all. We got pizza on the way. I got to catch a buzz here.
Yeah.
By the way, I learned my
was
lesson.
like,
You drink at the
you wanna-
bottom of the show.
I was like,
Don't drink at the beginning of the
I was like, we're
show.
gonna get him drunk. He's gonna say some sloppy shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
well, he
this.
Oh, no,
brought
he
a
got
beer
upset.
before
I
this,
bought-
and I was
I bought
like,
a
you
six-pack
can't drink
beforehand.
any of that, please.
And like, I was just like, dude, don't worry. Like, he's seen me drink
nothing
before.
but
I
fun.
was like, so I just had like, I think like a quarter of a beer before here, just because he's like, dude, I don't want you.
I didn't
like,
want to
getting
come on here
sloppy." And
slurring.
it's just like,
He's
No,
right.
that's a good.
yeah, no,
You're-
I
you
definitely.
just
that's
turned
like,
21.
oh, I
Trust me.
definitely.
One beer, like when my first beer fucked me up. Like that's enough. You can talk. You're 21
I
now.
was gonna say this is totally my.
Started drinking. He
First
was 4.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
I know.
This is
Think
your
it's being
this is your
ironic.
first?
No, I was being sarcastic.
I was like, you're setting him down the bad path.
No, just like I was telling you, 151. That's my favorite.
Oh.
It better be liquid lava. That get it done. If I'm gonna get drunk, I just want to get drunk. I don't want to deal with sitting here and
I mean,
drinking
I
like
agree.
7, 8 shots. You know what I mean?
I
I'd
agree.
rather take 3 shots and get to where I would be and not have to take like 8 shots just to like.
He's got that conversion ratio down.
It is 151 is double the proof of normal.
Yeah, you've been crunching those numbers for how long did you
He's got
start
the
21?
Excel sheet.
Definitely were thinking about it before that. But to go back to what you're saying, I don't know how you feel about like being like a famous YouTuber. To me, I still don't really, I don't like feel it. I just feel like a normal dude still. Like
No, I would say people just try to log into my stuff more. That's about it. I feel like it was actually worse, the worst when I was like a smaller YouTuber. I don't know if it's like a people feel a connection, but like I think I talked about it on the podcast last time. Like I changed my name to DeFranco initially to avoid people finding my house because people started showing up.
Whoa.
Like it was, yeah.
There's some people that actually they are willing to sacrifice their life for Chris. That's not a
that
joke.
was a good one.
They
does
say,
that mean?
"I will die and give you my bone marrow," and I have to
Yeah,
respond.
people
And
who
it
don't
doesn't work.
understand
that way.
it.
That's not how that
People are
works.
just
And you
like,
don't have to
thanks.
die either.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I've lived an amazing life, and Chris seems like a great person, and you know, I've lived a great life, so I'm ready to lay down my life, and you know, give him my bone marrow.
What
It's
if
like
you're
we're
just
not
some
sucking you dry.
What if you were just some twisted dude? You're like,
Just wait until we reveal it's all
do
fake.
I can't even use it. Do it. Oh, man.
Yeah, we were saying, I mean, we'll take bone marrow donations of any type. You want to just take some out, put it in a Ziploc bag, send it. I mean, it's all
There's
useful.
so many different dark roads this whole thing could go down.
You're gonna get someone that was really confused about what a bone marrow is, and they're just gonna send you a limb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it'll
Yeah.
be fresher if they just send us the bones.
We know what we're doing. Send us the whole limb. We'll
Keep
take
it on
We'll do
ice,
that
and
after,
it'll
we
be
got it.
fresh.
Oh my god.
Well,
You guys are really inspiring.
Thank you.
you guys are
Thank
awesome.
you.
Really, it's been amazing to follow your story and what you've
Yeah.
achieved so far.
Yeah, you guys rock.
It's just
Thank you.
That's funny
Yeah.
for me to hear because I enjoy watching your guys' story and your qualms with YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's hilarious to watch. Oh, they're getting they're totally demonetized. Oh, okay.
I can't even talk about it anymore. I feel like my fans are so burned
People are
out, but it
tired.
still drives me crazy.
Oh,
just so you guys know.
My favorite episode was
I know you know.
I feel
was
you.
the one with all the risque girls that they're just like
The
getting through
egg
it.
sandwich one.
Yeah, the
educational
iPhones and all that.
videos.
It's just like that's such a prime example of like the stupidity of it. Like you
I
can
can't
sit there and
talk
just make
about
jokes.
It.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
can make
censor
jokes,
it and
but
make fun of it. And like, I don't know.
That's so
Our
dumb.
last video, I've been wanting to bitch about this. Thank you for bringing it up. Our last video about prank invasion got demonetized.
really?
We put so much work and effort into it, and like all of a sudden, you can't even make like making fun of something in the eyes of the classifiers is the same as doing it yourself. So if I'm making fun of Chris doing kissing pranks on some girl in a burqa, and I censor the part where he lifts her skirt and grabs her ass and fingers her asshole, apparently it's just as bad as me going and doing it myself.
You want to know the best
Pretty
part?
much.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
we
You're
don't
just as bad.
Yeah.
we don't get monetized
We get
because ours is
demonetized.
too we have too serious.
We talk about death too much.
Yeah, because it's it's scary. Shield your eyes.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that advertisers really care. Like every time I talk
Some
to YouTube,
do, but not a lot.
But like if ads showed up on your guys' videos, would brands give a fuck? No, I don't think so.
Well, that's the problem. Is they're classifying you guys talking about something like that to like a bombing the same day.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Death's
that's the
death.
same.
Right.
That's the same scale
Yeah,
that they
it's
put
crazy.
us on. Is it's just
Yeah.
a serious topic that shouldn't be talked about, and it's just like
One thing a lot of people ask, I just want to point out, you can see our bucket list. A lot of people want to see it. We do
Oh,
have
yeah.
it online.
Yeah.
Yep.
At your website, right?
Yeah, on our
By the way,
website.
I was wondering, what does the asterisk means? That
Oh,
it's,
the
like,
asterisk
happening?
means it's a work in progress, basically.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if
I
there's
saw
an asterisk on
next to
there,
me. I was like, are they going to take? Or am I like?
yeah, that means you're
on the
next.
list? Who wants some Don, dude?
oh, I'm good. I don't ever drink, so I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel great, you guys. I feel great. Sorry, bro. Don't judge me.
No, I'm not.
spent all this much money.
Once we start getting a little drunk, I'll cut the
I was like,
cameras.
I'm looking forward to after we're done.
Ooh,
I'm just
nice.
gonna have this one hand pizza slice in the other, classing it up.
Yeah, so
It's gonna
everyone
be good.
knows we've got some. We tried to order Papa John's, which I thought that'd be a suiting thing to do. But guess what? Papa doesn't deliver to this zip code. So guess who I called? The new official sponsor of the NFL and my life, Pizza Hut.
Papa is not in the house.
I thought it was
other-
Domino's.
Oh, wait, shit.
Oh,
I thought
it
it
is
was
Domino's.
Domino's.
It
Yeah, I was
is.
gonna say I thought it was Domino's.
Who
Really?
is these?
So I thought it was.
No, I think
thought
it's
he-
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Okay,
It's
I wasn't
yeah,
sure.
'cause- Yeah, it is Pizza Hut. He's
Bro,
right.
don't come at me about pizza sponsorships, all right? I know what the hell I'm talking about. I blow a lot of smoke up of people's ass here, but when it comes to pizza...
You reacted like how when I was told I have cancer again. You're like, what? No.
Yeah. How's demonetization been for you recently?
It's not 50-50 anymore, but it's still enough to be just like
Why?
Annoying.
yeah.
It's you. The thing.
But
that,
I don't even try and talk about
You
it.
can't.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Everyone's
kind of the
so
same
burned
as for a lot of YouTubers. They say there's like a certain algorithm to when you can say that you're depressed. It's like one time a month, depending on your output. Before people are like, okay.
right.
But yeah, every now and then. Yeah.
The thing that bothers me is not that it happens. It's like whenever it happens, I'm like, why? It's like I tried my best to make this video acceptable. Why?
But to be fair to YouTube, because we do know some people there, and they tell us
Always
it's
the
just
optimist.
it's so complicated from their side. So
Leave it to me to turn a podcast about a dude dying of cancer about my demonetization issues on YouTube.
I mean, we were talking about.
Let's get back to
We got the whole
dick.
spectrum.
I was gonna say.
The whole spectrum.
Ethan's like, you know what's just as bad as chemo? Demonetization. Okay? Samesies. I get it.
I completely all right.
And although I can't accept bone marrow, I'm gonna reopen my Patreon.
I was gonna. Yeah, you can accept bone marrow. I don't know how much good it's gonna
Give me
do.
limbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can do the
I'll take the
surgery.
limbs. All right, we've got some pizza waiting for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I please hope that you will join the registry. Link is in the screen. It's on the description. Let's do this, y'all.
y'all.
Thank you so much, Phil,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
coming.
thanks
for
Yeah,
coming,
so cool
man.
to have
That
you
was
here
so
with us,
cool.
man. And yeah, subscribe. What's the One List, One Life? Is that the
All
channel?
of our stuff is one list.
One List,
life.
One Life.
Yep.
Wherever you're looking for them, there they are.
They got a YouTube channel, website.
Yeah, Patreon.
MySpace. Yeah. All of it.
MySpace.
Yeah, there you go.
Shit.
Bringing it back.
MySpace
Throw the
exclusive.
curveball.
That offended me. I was like, what?
Triggered.
All right, let's go eat some pizza.
All right.
Guys, thank you so
good.
much for
Thank you
watching.
so
Thanks, guys.
much.
Remember, on Wednesday, we are going to be live with Post Malone at our first live show, Super Live, Layers of Live. Live. And then Friday, Bob Saget. So I hope you will join us for the rest of the week. Okay? See you guys then. Love you guys, all right? See you then. Ta-ta.